Alright, with UFC San Antonio finally wrapping up, it looks like we're going to go 2 weeks without seeing a UFC event. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do in that time, but we're going to do something. We're going to be filming content. We're going to be posting things, so tune in for that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And let's not look too ahead of the future because we just had on a pretty good card last weekend. I think most of us were expecting a little more of a war in the stand-up. I did think that Corey Sandhagen was going to dominate the fight. I thought it was going to be a 50-45 type decision or 49-46. Just because I already explained, look, Vera, a lot of his defense is going straight back, which a lot of people called me crazy for, but I think a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people online are now realizing how true this is. Like, if you look at my comment section, all the comments were saying, hey, that I'm dumb. Has really intelligent defense. And while that can be true in certain aspects of his game, you saw in the Dominic Cruz fight, he was going backwards. And Dominic Cruz isn't exactly a big power puncher either. He's mostly just throwing boxing combinations, not something that's so crazy to defend. And I think that's a massive hole he needs to fix. And that's why Corey Sandhagen was pretty dominant through the whole fight. You know, he was just landing his combinations. very rarely got going. Corey got a lot more takedowns than I anticipated. I thought maybe he'd steal a few rounds with those, but he got a lot of takedowns and a lot of control time, doing it inside control because, like I said, Vera has underrated jiu-jitsu. Both of these guys are similar where they just throw up lots of submissions, trying to get sweeps that way rather than like actually out wrestling the position. So I expected even the ground game to be a little more exciting than it actually was, but it was mostly just dominant from Corey. Round 1 was a clear Corey round, maybe even a 10-8. I gave it a 10-9 though. Round 2, Corey, and then round 3 was the round that I gave to Marlon Vera. I know a lot of people gave it 50-45. There is a case to give that round to Corey, but I overall gave it to Marlon Vera because of that big shot he landed at 1-2. And at that moment, I was like, hey, maybe the fight might actually be closer than I thought. Maybe this is where Marlon Vera starts to pick up because I was a little worried through the whole fight. Corey Sandhagen is a striker. He's primarily always been a striker. And when strikers have a tendency to wrestle, they usually get tired a lot faster. And so I was a little worried, hey, is Corey going to start slowing down now? Can we see possibly a 48-47 decision for Cheeto? Which we did wind up seeing, which we're going to talk about at the end of the video. And then rounds 4 and 5 were pretty clearly Corey Sandhagen. And with this dominant decision, you'd expect, hey, 50-45 decision, 49-46. But you'd be wrong because actually one of the judges somehow gave Marlon Vera the fight. What was going on? Look, this is a lot dangerous than a lot of people are thinking about because there's only 3 judges, right? If there were more judges, then okay, bad judging wouldn't be such a big effect because hopefully most of them get what's going on. But when you have 3, it really just takes one more other dumb judge for Vera to have the fight that Corey Sandhagen dominated. And I just don't get where they're getting these judges from. And look, I get it could be hard because you're gonna have to find someone without bias. Like, the most easy thing would be, hey, let me go pick out a UFC fan to judge. But a lot of them have biases. I mean, just look at Islam fans, even Volk fans. Everybody has their biases. And yes, I think there can be impartial UFC fans that could be judges. I would say myself could be one of them. I think I could judge a fight pretty unbiasedly, but it's a massive problem. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to fix judging. I've said this in a video a long time ago, but I want to make it its own video. First of all, I kind of hinted at this already. Look, I think we need more judges. 3 judges are not enough. I know I've seen people propose 12. Maybe we don't need 12. Maybe even 5 would just be fine. Just get more eyes on the fight, just to help the odds a little bit to get a better decision. It can't be bad at all. It's just 2 extra judges because if one judge has a really bad scorecard, at least you have 4 other guys. If there's 3 judges, if one judge is bad, it just takes another bad judge to have a really bad decision. And the whole night was filled with bad decisions. I mean, from giving 30-27 to Macy Barber. And the second thing, which is the most important thing, I want to have a new scoring system. I've talked about this before, and my prime example for this is the Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski fight. Tell me how all of those rounds are scored the same as round 5. And I'm not trying to give round 5 a 10-8 at all. What I'm suggesting is this. First of all, I think we should have more 10-10 rounds. 10-10 when being everything is pretty much even. 10-9 is a close round when you're edging somebody, kind of like how you would in like round 2 of the Islam Volk fight, or maybe even round 3 of the Corey Sandhagen Marlon Vera fight. Now a 10-8 should be a pretty clear, hey, this person won the round. So basically you'd give every other round to Corey Sandhagen a 10-8, and then a 10-7 would basically replace a 10-8 when it's so dominant you just have to give another point. I think it would just help because it's not fair for one round to be so close and you give that a 10-9 and then the other round to be so dominant and you get the same score. It doesn't make sense to me. It never made sense to me. I think this is what we should do. Call up all the athletic commissions and let them know I just fixed judging for them. But that's going to conclude my judging section of the video. I know this might be a little messy, but now I'm going to be talking about what's next for Marlon Vera and Corey Sandhagen. Now, I had a live stream on it. If you guys want to go check it out, it's still up. Every Sunday we do a live stream, so go check that out. Except for this Sunday, there will be no live stream. Just a reminder. grinder, but I think it's pretty clear cut where they go from here. Corey Sandhagen versus Merab. This is a fight that makes sense, and I think the bantamweight division is finally fixed. TJ Dillashaw, I've been talking about for the longest time, messed up the bantamweight division by accepting a fight with Aljamain even though he was injured. The whole division was backed up. I mean, we got Cejudo, O'Malley, Merab, Corey, all of those guys now that could be #1 contender. But luckily, Marlon Vera is now out of the mix, leaving one less contender, and that's all we need. Obviously, it's already confirmed. Aljo and Cejudo fighting May 6th. The winner, in my opinion, should fight Sean O'Malley. Maybe they do it in August, September, I don't know, whenever they want to come back. And maybe in the summer, we have a fight night main event, Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili, and the winner of that fight's the winner of O'Malley versus the winner of Cejudo and Aljamain. Aljamain wins all fights. I assume he just vacates the belt, and maybe Merab will just fight for a vacant fight. It really just depends there. I think Corey's a bad matchup for Merab, actually. I can imagine Corey Sandhagen using Merab's forward pressure against him, kind of like how he did with Frankie Edgar when he knocked him out with a flying knee. I could imagine that scenario, but we're gonna have to see. It's a close fight. And where does Chito Vera go? I think it makes the most sense to have him fight Petr Yan. They've had words back and forth. They were supposed to fight last year. I've seen some points online saying that this would just back up the division, and I get that. Maybe you want to have the winner of Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font versus Marlon Vera. So I'm okay with either of those options, but for me as a fan, I'd rather see the Petr Yan fight right now. I think that's a fun matchup. Both guys are coming off of losses. It's not going to be a thing where if one guy wins, he's the #1 contender. Both guys, if they win, they still got work to do, so it's not holding up anything. So I think that would be a pretty fun fight. Let me know what you guys think of the matchmaking. Bantamweight division is on fire. Just keeps getting better and better with all these guys. The whole top 15 is stacked. I mean, Said Nurmagomedov, I believe, is number 15 or something like that. But guys, we're going to be back tomorrow. I got to find a day to do the Q&A. I do have all the questions. I used to do them every Thursday. I'm trying to figure out some sort of schedule with this. But let me know what you guys want. If you guys want to really see the Q&A and you guys comment enough, I'll make sure to put it out. There's been a lot of news, but luckily there's no UFC, so I'll probably find lots of time this week. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.